Hi everybody, I'm going to try and make my prefix introduction video again since some people are not able to get into the other one and I'm not really sure why, so we'll just do it again. So we're talking about prefixes. Prefixes are letters that come before a root word and they change the meaning. So for example, the root word in our sentences today is going to be order. I wanted to order my favorite video game. So I pre-ordered it online. Pre, P-R-E, is the prefix and it means before. So it changed the meaning of the word. Unfortunately, it got lost, so I had to reorder the game. Re, R-E, means again. So to order it again, that changed the meaning yet again. All right, there are lots and lots of prefixes. But some of the very common ones that we'll see are un, which means not, re, again, pre means before, dis means not, and miss means wrongly. So how do I know if these both mean not, which one to use in a word? Well, you're going to have to use your ears and decide which one sounds better because sometimes they don't make real words. For example, unhappy is a real word, meaning not happy. But if I used happy as a root word and used this one, dishappy is not a word I've ever heard before. So I'm going to have to use what I know about our language to decide whether something sounds right or not. All right, let's play a game. Some of you might have paper copies of this, so you could play this same game. Some of you are just looking at it online. So let's do it together. We're going to look at some words and decide if they have correct prefixes or not. So let's take these out. We're going to be looking at these words and we're going to decide whether they have correct prefixes over here or not. All right, I'm going to shuffle them up here and then we'll look at some. Okay, here's one. Refill. Refill. Is that a word you've heard before? I have. I've heard it a whole bunch at school when kids want to refill their water bottles from the water fountain in the hallway because it's colder. So refill is a real word. That's correct. Unable. Unable means not able. So yeah, that's a real word. If you're unable to do something, I've heard that before. So that's also correct. Oh, get in there. How about misdo? Misdo? To not do something? I've never heard of the word misdo. I don't think that's a real word. I think that's not correct. How about rename? Well, I've been doing a lot of computer work the last few weeks, unfortunately, because we can't be together, and I have had to rename or name again a whole bunch of files. So I know that that's a real word. How about, let's see. Unuse. Unuse. It doesn't sound right. I've never heard it. Pre-able. So before able, pre-able. No, not a real word. Not correct. Disapprove. Well, if you disapprove of something, you're not approving of it. And I've heard this word a lot, so disapprove is correct. Dishonest means to be not honest, and I've heard the word dishonest, so that goes in the correct pocket. Dispaint. Dispaint something? No, that's not a real word. Ungrew. Ungrew. I ungrew my garden? No. Not a real word. Not correct. Mistreated. Is mistreated a real word? I've heard about things not being treated well, called mistreated, mistreatment. So yeah, that's a real one. Unhappy. Not happy. That's a real word. Unhappy. Mishealthy, meaning not healthy. I've never heard anybody say it like that. So mishealthy is not a word. That's going in there, not the right prefix. And disagree, to not agree. Yes, you can definitely disagree with somebody. So let's take a look at the ones that went in our not pile and see if we can find a prefix that would go with it. Let's see. I'm going to fold this up and bring back my list. Unuse. Well, I could reuse something to use again. I could misuse something, not use something correctly. I could disuse something. Something has fallen into disuse, meaning not use. Mishealthy. Something's not healthy. I think un would be the one to use. Something is unhealthy. What do you think for pre-able? Pre-able. I've heard of unable. I've heard of disable. I think one of those would be better. Dispaint. Well, I've heard of repaint. So I think that would be a better prefix to use with paint. Ungrew. I've heard of regrew. Somebody has a magic potion to regrow a bald person's hair. And misdo. I think maybe un would be a good one for that. Undo, to undo something. I hope this helps you understand prefixes, and I really hope that you're able to watch this video this time. Bye.